This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Bus drivers that use the downtown area are up in arms today after they attempted to use a newly implemented bus stop on Frederick Street. Spokesperson Levan Miller told ZNS News that when bus drivers were forced to move to the new bus stop further on Bay Street in front of the Royal Bank, they were told that another bus depot would open, making public transportation easier for passengers. Miller said that when drivers attempted to use the new Frederick Street bus stop, they asked by police to move, who said that the new stop has not yet been gazetted.
There must have been a breakdown in communication between himself and whoever the senior officer is in the downtown area, because police officers are saying that this bus stop has not been gazetted and that they can't permit bus drivers to use it. If you look periodically, you will notice that private vehicles come and park there. The police doesn't offer or doesn't hand out any tickets. They don't cite anybody. They don't have anything towed. And that is a difficulty, because if I'm not able to do my job in my place of duty, then you now hinder my ability to affect my clients.
Miller says they were told by road traffic officials that the stop would be ready on April 1st, and 1 month later, still they are unable to receive passengers from that location. They are calling on authorities to bring a resolution to this matter fast.
I'm saying now to Mr. Controller, to the superintendent, or to whomever is responsible, let us get it right. Bus drivers, bus owners, bus operators spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to operate the systems that we have. The government doesn't spend a single cent to operate public transportation in the Bahamas, and bus owners and operators deserve a little bit more respect. That is all we're asking from the controller. That is all we're asking from the superintendent.
We were not able to reach the road traffic controller for a response on this issue, but we did speak with an officer in charge of downtown area, ASP Lemon Delaveau, who said that he was unaware that there had been a situation between police officers and bus drivers. He promised to look into it as well. It's a story that we are continuing to follow here at ZNS News. Also tonight, supporters of the Bahamas National Citizens Coalition reenacted the Burma Road riot today, walking through the various communities of Peter Street, Broome Street, and Laird Street to honor the 6 that died back on June 1st, 1942. Members of the BNCC said they continue the fight with a new vision to finish the fight for justice, equality, ownership, and sovereignty. Advisor to the BNCC, Wesley Campbell, said it was important to keep the memory of those who sacrificed so much during that time.
It was a protest by black Bahamians because of the unfair treatment and the unfair pay that was offered to them. In a meeting on the 31st of May, the acting governor and the council at the time, this was back in 1942, made a decision not to pay black workers the same pay as the Plainville Company was offering all Bahamian workers. And so because of that inequality, the Storr family, he and his brothers objected to the unfairness and the inequality that they were experiencing. 5 Bahamians died that day. 6 Bahamians were wounded. 47 Bahamians went to the magistrate court. 8 were in prison. And this whole incident was stigmatized. And so we are here to speak to the truth of it.
Detectives were on the scene in High Vista Estates in eastern New Providence this morning. They were investigating the death of a male who was found dead in a home in that area. Police identified the victim as 58-year-old Richard Lee Thompson of Exuma. Chief Superintendent Paul Roll.
Investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a 58-year-old male who was found hanging at the rear of a residence here in this community. We will be conducting an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death in this investigation.
Noted Attorney Brian Morey QC was sworn in as acting justice of the Supreme Court during a brief ceremony at Government House today. Morey, a senior partner at McKinney, Bancroft & Hughes, has broad experience in civil and commercial litigation along with corporate and trust financial services. He's also acted as a stipendiary and circuit magistrate. Maury begins work immediately on the civil side of the court and said he is humbled by the opportunity to serve as an acting judge.
I happen to believe that the judiciary, as an independent branch of government, is really the last bastion of our democracy. It's extremely important that we maintain an independent and efficient and competent judiciary. And it's important for those of us who have been in the profession for some years to give something back and to try and contribute to the development of our jurisprudence. So I consider it an opportunity for national service.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. The country's Bureau of Standards is now better poised to deliver accreditation and metrology services following 2 Memorandum of Understanding signed in Barbados last week. The agreement allows the Bureau better access to economical and readily available accreditation services through the Jamaican National Agency for Accreditation and the Trinidad and Tobago Laboratory Accreditation Service. Financial Services Minister Hope Strawn, who is responsible for the Bahamas' Bureau of Standards, indicated that this signing is extremely important as policies and strategies are implemented towards creating the quality infrastructure that is vital to the country's international trade agreements and obligations. In other business news, the Caribbean Employers Confederation and the Caribbean Congress of Labor signed a Memorandum of Understanding recently to work together on a number of issues. The MOU signed at the International Labor Organization's Brussels office. The agreement will identify areas where common legislative and regulatory principles having regional application are essential and formulating legislation principles facilitating the establishment and operation of business and the free movement of labor within the CARICOM common space. They also agreed to uphold and advocate for the principles enshrined in ILO conventions addressing the elimination of child labor, forced labor, and discrimination, as well as the right to the freedom of association and to bargain collectively. And in international business news, Malaysia Airlines is, quote, technically bankrupt, end quote. Its chief executive has said as restructuring program and plans to cut about 6,000 jobs were announced. This move follows twin air disasters experienced by the airline last year. The company said it offered jobs to 14,000 of its 20,000 workforce. Malaysia Airlines continues to operate as normal and no flights are currently affected. That's your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.
As the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas celebrates 79 years over the airwaves, employees here celebrated the occasion in church on Sunday. Corporation General Manager Diana Swan impressed upon the staff that, as a leader in broadcasting, the entity has a large responsibility. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
79 years ago, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas has played an integral part in shaping the landscape of broadcasting in the country. As the employees of the Broadcasting Corporation worshipped at Bethel Baptist Church on Sunday to celebrate the milestone, General Manager Diana Swan reminded them that many of the on-air personalities throughout the country today passed through the corporation's doors. As the corporation continues to grow, she says it will need the community's help.
I believe our key point throughout the next year will be that we will be moving at a faster pace, doing the hard work and doing some amazing and dramatic things. Some of the things may not please you. Some may please you. But we ask that you continue to pray for us as we continue to try to educate, entertain, and inform.
As the corporation moves forward, Swan reminded employees that togetherness, performance, and productivity are watchwords to be mindful of.
I call on all of us to continue to work together as we strive towards our 80th anniversary. We must continue to stamp out whatever obstacles are stifling our growth. And as employees, we must forge on, taking our experiences and building on them. And always remember, Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than Radio Bahamas.
Pastor of Bethel Baptist Church, Reverend Timothy Stewart, urged the corporation and its staff to continue to uphold its standards and serve as an inspiration to the public.
Your mission is to educate, to inform, and it struck me that those two are the same thing. There can't be no education without information. Thank you for your many years of dedicated and powerful work covering our nation.
As the corporation moves towards its 80th anniversary, BCB's general manager assured that the best is yet to come. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Fine group of people right there. Some of my co-workers had a lot of fun yesterday as we celebrate and move on to 80 years in the business. Bahamas Striping resurfaced the road at Charlie's Bay Corner on the outskirts of Rock Sound heading into Green Castle recently. The company did it as really a way to give back as a part of the company's 5th anniversary.
I'm very grateful to Bahamas Striping for coming here to Eleuthera, and I'm sure that this area would benefit us all. I'm so happy that Bahamas Striping have decided as a part of their anniversary to give back to the community, and they chose South Eleuthera to do this because we couldn't afford it really, but they have decided to give back and help us out and help the community actually by doing this. You know, all of us have benefited.
She said that this curve actually has a lot of traffic fatalities as well as accidents due to the deepness of the curve and persons not being able to see which side of the road to be on.